Hi guys, hi girls, hey everybody watching. Welcome to AAIC live stream, and we've got a crossover tonight, and I'm getting used to the idea of wearing earphones and hearing my echo. Echo, echo, echo. Okay, so welcome to the show. Get into it now. Okay, we've had an amazing year this year. We've got 2 more episodes to go. We're closing, I think our last show will be on the 19th of December. Then we return on the week of the 6th of January. So that'll be a little bit of a break for us. But of course, Care Team, we are always on. So if anybody needs help, or you're struggling in addiction, or know of somebody who is struggling in addiction, please to call our 1-800 No to ICE number, which is 1-800-6686-423. And forgive me, I'm a little bit nervous because I keep hearing myself in the ear, and it's a little bit, distracting. So sorry about that, guys. But we would like to do some housekeeping for the moment. I'd like to say Andrea is away again tonight. She is at another end of year function with a Rotary group, and Rotary is one of our biggest supporters. So I'd like to say thank you to Rotary who have come on board with AAIC. They've done so much for us. They helped us with our walk against ICE earlier this year, and they do help us get into schools. They sponsor us to be able to afford to get into schools to teach and bring awareness on the horrible addiction of ICE. We had a school this week and had our presenters out and about, and they had a fantastic feedback. So I want to say thank you to those and that were involved with that. And I think by doing that, I was having a talk with Wazza, who was one of our presenters, and it's like a sliding doors. If you've ever seen that movie, Sliding Doors, and I think he's changed the journey of a lot of young people from going into the schools, him and Esther, as well as Els and Talia, who are supporting, and they've changed a lot of people's journeys in life now that they know what it is all about when they get offered this horrible ICE. So the kids, I'm thankful for them that listened and now can make informative decisions. So there you go. I'll get used to this in a sec. Just give me a minute. Now, once again, our wonderful sponsors, Mercer and Cooper Realty, been wonderfully sponsoring us this year. Every time they sell a property, they give a donation. So thank you so much to Bernice and and Mr. Mercer. I'm not sure his name. Gardner Cars in Burleigh. Ben and the team have been awesome at sponsoring us this year. We really appreciate them. And of course, Cars for Sale is what I've got to talk about tonight now. Andrea has a Facebook page and it's called Cars for Sale. Please go to it, check it out, because the whole idea of this little thing is Andrea, for some reason, has been given from her friends and friends of friends cars that they want to sell. Okay, so these people, if they sell a car, they're happy to give a donation towards Australian Anti-ICE campaign. So if you are looking for a car, please go to the Facebook page Cars for Sale, like it, and share it around. Okay, and also Sierra May Wines. I want to thank them for their wonderful donation of our offices here. This is our 2nd week in our new office space, and we're settling in really well, Mr. Morris. It's all because of you, and I just want to say with all our hearts here at AAIC, we really appreciate what you're doing for us, and that you are saving lives too. So thank you for that. So now, due to the confidentiality of my job, I just don't know what I'm doing. I cannot even hear myself now, so that's good. So that's great. So now, tonight on the show, we have a wonderful lady that I had the privilege of helping train in Sydney. Her name is Teresa. Are you there, Teresa?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Good to see. Oh, well, I can't see you, but I can certainly hear you. And
that's good.
welcome to the show tonight. Now, guys, Teresa's title for the show, well, for her story tonight is Teresa Dead on Ice, and you'll find out why in a second. I'll ask her some questions about her story, how she got into this underworld of ice, and how she got out of it. So we'll go into that in a second, Teresa. But how have you been in Sydney? I'd love a quick update on what Sydney's doing at the moment. What's happening there?
Oh God, Sydney's a bit bad at the moment. We're all on fire down here, so it's a lot of smoke. Yeah, so it's quite smoky. A lot of people with burning eyes, sore throats, and all that. But we'll survive. We'll survive.
Yeah. Yeah, we usually do. It's the Australian way this time of year, isn't it? But it's still nasty. We'll keep you all in our prayers as we do. We had fires here too. Southern Queensland have had our fair share of fires as well. So keep them in mind, guys and girls. Please pray for our firefighters. And for those who live in those areas, we just pray for safety for them. So, yeah. Other than that, what else has been happening with the Sydney office since I saw you, Teresa?
Oh, look, it's slowly happening. We're trying to organise a forum for the second week in February where we're going to organise, getting our local police, MP members, school principals, get them all together just so we can show them what we're all about and what we want to do. And hopefully we can get our foot in the door into the high schools next year, because that's what we're all looking for.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you guys have been well and truly trained up now, and it was just
most definitely.
Yeah, we had a ball, didn't we?
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did.
You could say we had a fall, because I think I fell twice while I was up there. You only know of one of my falls. Oh, no. But anyway, that's crazy me. Now, Teresa, your story, love. Tell us a little bit about your background firstly, how you grew up, because people like to know that, because it gives them just a bit of an idea of where you've come from before you go into the story of how you got into ice. So what's your background?
My background is not really a good one. I was physically and sexually abused as a child. I ran away from the home at the age of about 13. By the age of 15, 16, I had my own flat and I was working. Everything was great, and doing it hard. Abusive boyfriends, all that crap. Getting myself into a little bit of trouble, not with drugs or anything. The drugs didn't really start with me until I was about 27, I would say, 27. And then I just started from there.
I mean, it just doesn't discriminate, does it? No matter what age you can be. Look, we've had kids as young as 14. I hear kids even as young as 8 on the ice. Pardon me, and excuse me, we have also people in their 50s getting on it for the first time. And as people know Andrea's story, she was 40. So, it doesn't discriminate, that drug. So what led you to trying ice?
Well, like I said, at 27, I started just with speed and a few pills and smoking pot, just all that, partying, clubbing, doing all that stuff. But, and then I went clean for a few years. And then I had a little bit of drama happening in my life. I'd become a single mother again for the third time, and I wasn't dealing with all that emotional stuff very well. I think everything kind of surfaced from what was happening, not only from as a child, but everything else, from abusive boyfriends, the drugs and all that. I was even dealing at one stage. But, then just one at 42, a friend of mine, came over. I wanted speed. I was looking for speed. And he goes, oh, look, that's ancient history now. There's no such thing. It's ice. And I said, what's that? He goes, oh, you smoke it. And I thought, no, it just didn't seem right. But I trusted the person who gave it to me. And I had my first puff of ice, and you know what? It was all over after that. It was such a euphoric feeling. I can't even, I don't want to glorify it by saying how amazing it was at the time, but where it led me was on a very bad, destructive, humiliating path.
Yeah. As Andrea calls it, a highway of destruction. So even though it
Oh,
has
it definitely is.
that benefits, and this is what we talk about with costs versus benefits in the care team anyway. You know, the benefits are that you go on this mighty, mighty high that you could never get again, and then you want to try it again to try and get that high, and you never get to that place yet. It's because it does. What does it do with the dopamines in the brain? When you first do it, it just they come out all at once. Is that correct? And
Yeah, it just all happens at once. You just think you're Superman and you're Wonder Woman, and you're doing all these extraordinary things with full of energy, and all your pain and everything that you was hurting just goes away. Like, you don't care. You really just don't care. Yeah. And but then when after 3 or 4 days of, say, being awake, depending on how much you take, you know, you sleep for a few hours, you wake up and you're feeling sore and you can't cope and you're feeling tired. So bang, you're searching for the next hit. So it doesn't end. It doesn't end.
And how much a day were you spending on your addiction, Teresa?
Look, to be honest with you, I wasn't spending anything because the people that I had hooked up with convinced me to allow them to cook in my garage, and we could make a lot of money. And at that time, I wasn't really interested in the ice, but the money part, that got me. But within about 3 or 4 weeks of being on ice every day, like I'd be on it for 3 or 4 days, I'd have to sleep because my body just wasn't handling it, sleep for maybe 6-7 hours and then back doing it again.
And how did this affect you as a mother, being a single mum?
Oh boy, well, at that stage I was in the development stages of breaking up with my partner. So he wanted to take my son, which at that time I allowed him. You know what? Sometimes weeks went past and I didn't even realize that I haven't even seen him or even spoken to anybody. Like, it was time just flew. It just, like, one day it would be Sunday night and the next minute it's like Friday afternoon. It's like, where has that time gone?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. And so where did you go from there? Like, you said you had them cooking in your garage. Did you know what was going into your garage? Because with our workshops, we explain what goes into ice. Did you have any idea what was going into your garage?
No, I had no idea. I mean, what I really thought it was, I thought it was just all these pharmaceutical medicines that get all mixed together, and then, bang, you get this thing that makes you go 100 miles an hour. But after doing the workshop, I literally cried, and I couldn't believe what I was doing to myself. Had I known exactly what went in there, all those chemicals, there's no way I would have taken it. There's no way I would have allowed it. Like I said, the person that I trusted, I'm not going to mention any names, I trusted for a very long time. So, and like, they'd been doing it for years, years and years and years, and nothing's happened to them. So I thought, how bad can it be? But little did I know, because that I would be hooked. Like, I had control in the past. I would take a pill here, there, or smoke a J, or take a little bit of speed to party on the weekend. I had a semi-control, right? But this was the demon that just grabbed me and wouldn't let go. And you know what? I'm a very strong woman. I left home at the age of 14, 15. I had my own flat. I've raised 3 kids on my own. I'm very strong-minded, independent. I had no idea what this drug was going to do to me.
Yeah, now, there's a bit of a commercial break here. I just want to, at this point, let people know that if you do know of anyone struggling in addiction, or you have a loved one in addiction, please, we have a family support phone line. It's 1-800-NO-TO-ICE, or 1-800-668-6423. Okay, so it's 1-800-NO to ICE on your dial pad. You can call us and we will call you back within 24 hours and get you on a tripod system of support if you're struggling in addiction yourself and you want to get out of it. The reason we do live stream and we share stories from those who have been on the pathway, like Teresa, is to give you hope, to let you know that there is a way out, because Teresa is a pure example of that. And if I may say so, Teresa, during training, I will never forget the look on your face when you found out, when we went through the training part where it explained what was actually going into the ice, and how you reacted from that. It really just got my heart. It was like, OMG, and you were up there sharing your story, and I love what you said, that if only you knew, and that how ashamed you felt, and you're up here with that shame to share because you only wish that somebody had told you, and that really got me.
Like, look, like 100%, like I told you, I honestly thought it was just all these different pharmaceutical medicines, uppers and downers or whatever, mixed with a few of this and that, and then bang, you've got ice. I mean, I'm not going to say what goes into it, but
well, we can. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can say,
like all the Drano, the acetone, the phosphorus, the hydrochloric acid, all that stuff, and a lot more.
Yeah.
It just, geez. No wonder I have problems now with myself. I mean, I've got brain fog sometimes, and after doing some more research after the presentation, what it's done to my body, like, I struggle very hard to build muscle because it's eating all my muscles. Every time I do train, I have to be careful because my bones start to break or twist or whatever. And in my digestive system, forget it, that's gone. I can't eat hard foods like meat or stuff like that because I get, I have to have soft foods and stuff like that in order just to, be able to have a normal system. I can't dissolve certain types of food.
These are the things we share with the young people when we go into schools, because if they know what it's going to do to them, they are going to be more willing to say no, not even once. And that's our catch cry, NEO, not even once. We're also looking at, we go into workshop places as well. We go into juvie as well as jails. And because we want the public to know, hey, listen, this is what's out there. This is what's being given to your young daughters, and young girls are told they can lose weight on this. In fact, sometimes you don't lose weight, you actually put on weight. It depends on the metabolism of the person. Yeah. So they need to know what is in it, and they need to know, because who wants to grow up and be a drug addict? I mean, really? Who wants to grow up to sell their body to be able to keep their habit going? And by using lived experience, people such as yourself, Teresa, who's gone through rehab, gone through our training, and been off the gear for a minimum of 2 years, you are healthy enough, well enough to go in and share your story, as heartbreaking as it is, so that you can then give them an informed choice. So
most definitely that they do kids do need to know what is going on in what they're taking, and it's not just ice, it's everything. Even they're lacing marijuana with it these days, so you get addicted to it. I mean, people think MDMA, I don't know, I mean, what do they think goes in it? It's all those other chemicals that go in it too. So and the minute a drug dealer tells you that, my stuff's the best, it's the purest, it's all bullshit, man. They're just telling you that because all you are to them is dollar signs. You're nothing more. I don't care if it's your best friend or whatever. They just want to get you hooked because all you are to them are dollar signs. I'm speaking from experience because not only was I making it, I was selling it. So the more people I got hooked onto the stuff, the more money in my pocket. So I didn't care. I really didn't care. I lost all self-respect.
Yes. And you become what we call frenemy. You think they're your friend, but they're really your enemy, yeah?
Oh, 100%. Like I would even invite people back to my house just to, party, have a free sample, because I knew once they did, they're going to keep coming back. They're going to realize, oh my God, my stuff's the best, and they keep coming back, and they did. They did.
So how low did it get you? How far did it get you before you got to that turning point in your life?
I got so low to the point where I was almost like 42 kilos.
Oh, you're
I
kidding.
was losing my hair.
Mm,
I was literally skin and bones.
mm,
Um, I I had docs, or what they call facts now, on
yes.
my doorstep because my ex-partner was getting a little bit of, a bit sus of what was going on. So he reported me.
Mm-hmm.
They basically told me I need to clean my act up. They didn't know
Mm-hmm.
the severity of what was going on. They just thought I
Mm-hmm.
was, a bit of depression and a bit of smoking pot. They didn't know what was going on.
Mm.
They wanted me to go get drug tested because I was going to lose my son. I
Oh
became
no.
homeless because my
Mm.
ex had docked me into the landlord,
Mm-hmm.
saying that, there's a bit of suspicion happening on. And not only that, I had a lot of my neighbors complaining about the chemical smells.
Yeah.
Um, and also, not only that, after I did the presentation course, I
Mm.
could have blown up my whole building. I could
Mm.
have.
I know. I
Oh,
know.
the thought of the things
Mm.
that could have happened
Mm. Yeah.
has shocked me more now because I never really thought about it until I did the course, and
Mm-hmm.
until I actually told my story, heard my
Mm-hmm.
story, realized
Yep.
what went in the stuff. I
Yep.
cried for 3 or 4 days after that because
Mm.
I realized, what the hell have I done? What did I
Yeah.
do to myself? What did I
Yeah.
do to other people?
Yeah.
I really, even though it was 7 years ago, I'm still reliving the shame
Yeah.
and the guilt.
Yeah.
And then, you
And
try
that's
to
the
block
thing.
that life
Yeah.
out, but you
Yeah.
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
And now, me doing this,
Mm-hmm.
it's making me relive my past, but now in a more passionate and positive
Yep.
way,
Yeah.
because I'm ready and willing to get out there and just tell my story to anyone who's willing
Yeah.
to listen and to
Yeah.
hear that this drug is dangerous.
Mm. And folks, if you're in the Sydney area, or in any area actually, well, not just Sydney, just I say that because that's where you are from, Teresa. But any area,
Hmm.
if you've got any access to your local schools, you may have children, youth in your schools. Please go and visit your principals. Tell them that they need to bring the AAIC team, the Australian Anti-Ice Campaign team, into the schools so that the children can be warned. Because at the moment we've got schoolies up here on the Gold Coast is a very popular thing this time of year, and when you send your kids away to things like that, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know who they're coming up against, And I know schoolies is these days much more well monitored, but you just don't know. And so if we could get to year 11 kids, which we did this past week, and to other year 10 to 11 kids, by the time they get to that age of 18 and going out partying and going to these festivals, they will be informed, they will be educated as to what is actually out there. So please nag your schools to get us in for 2020. It's a goal of AAIC to be in every school in Australia as part of the curriculum, teaching from lived experience people, because that's all the kids are going to hear from. They're not interested to hear from a teacher or a copper coming into their school who've had no experience. When they hear from our presenters, because they go in and what is it the first thing you say, Teresa, when you walk in? Can you remember the line?
I'm not your teacher. I'm not your parent. I'm not even here to tell you not to take drugs. But what I'm here to
That's it.
tell you is my story. That's
Exactly.
it.
And that's what
It's true.
hypes their attention up. And kids just stop playing on their phones or doing or talking. They go, what? What are they here for? And then it's an interactive workshop. So please nag your schools to get them to come in. And Teresa's almost, I can just feel it, Teresa. You're ready to go, aren't you?
100%, 100%. I can't
Because,
wait to get into those schools and
yeah.
talk, have a chat. Look, I just want to have a chat to these kids. I'm not there to dictate or lecture them or anything. I just want to show them the slides that we have, interact my story in between, ask questions, answer any
Yep.
questions that the kids might have,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just take it from there. Because
Yeah. And
it's not a joyride. It's not
no.
a joyride.
I was
It's a
about to
ride to
say,
hell.
yeah, I was going to say it's not glamorising drug taking. We're not there to glamorise it. We're there to share their wounds, and sometimes it's very, very difficult. We've got presenters that have been doing it for 4 or 5 years, and still when they share their story, and I know when Andrea still shares her story, she wells up with tears because of the pain that it caused and the drama in her life and what it did for the family. So getting back to your story now, Teresa, trying to stay on track there, did your children end up getting taken from you? What happened in the end?
No, well, they're not taken off me by the fax or docs, whatever they called it. But I did give my son to his father for a little while, because once I stopped, that's when all the healing started. I actually slept for 6 months. It took, to be honest with you, nearly 18 months for me to be able to go to bed at 9:30, wake up at 7, have that normal job, have that normal atmosphere, having a normal life, because it destroyed me. It destroyed me. I was hanging out. I had withdrawals, all the people that, were so-called friends, they all disappeared. So I was living in my own shit that I created. And then not only that, I had to relive my past traumas, because it's like everything comes up that you have to deal with in life. And I just took drugs in order to not deal with my pain. So I got to the stage where, I had to deal with things. And the fact that I was getting, drug tested, that I think, and the fact that I became homeless. I was living in
a
cockroach infested.
Where were you living? Were you
before that I was living? No. Before, when all this was happening, I had my beautiful flat. I lived in there for 7 years, and I destroyed that within about 18 months, of cooking ice and doing all that. Then I became homeless. They put me in this cockroach infested motel, the homeless shelters thing, which was totally disgusting. I had to live there for a few months. Like, life really went from good to shit to hell. I felt like I was honestly dead. I might as well die now. That's how bad it went. Like,
Who picked you up? Who picked you up from that? Was there somebody, or what was that moment?
Well, it was I remember, I'll never forget, it was a Sunday. Me, my son, and my ex had gone to Cronulla just so I can spend some time seeing my son. And the church, Potter's House, was having a revival down there. And they was just saying, look, is there anybody out here who feels they need saving or healing and all this? And out of about 1,000 people, I don't know what drew me, but I walked up to that stage in tears and in crying and saying, look, I need help. I don't know what to do. I've destroyed myself. And it was the church. And I'm not saying, a religious church group, but these were just a group of people who had realized how down and out I was. Within about 2 or 3 weeks, I was out of that cockroach-infested motel.
Wow.
I was sharing with one of the church people.
Yeah.
And then, I started to get my life back on track. And I got my, slowly got myself a job, got myself a flat. Then my son was able to come back in my life, but it took time.
Yep, it does.
And it was hard. It wasn't easy. I was a person at the age of 14, 15 who had my own place, had my own job, never needed help from anybody. And now here I am, 44 years old, practically on my knees, begging for help.
Wow. Oh, Teresa. And it's just amazing. See, people out there's people listening to this. And I forgot to mention at the beginning, guys, if you do, if you can, please share this video. It's always on our Facebook page. I think it eventually gets downloaded to YouTube. And this story, I believe, is out there, Teresa. What you've shared tonight, I believe you've helped someone out there. And if you are that person, please give us a call. Call us on the family support number later or tomorrow. Let us know if you need help. We can put you on the pathway of recovery. We can give you family support if you have a loved one in addiction, you don't know what to do. We have fantastic lived experience family support people who would just love to listen to you, share with you, give you some advice from their own journey. There's, if I may say so at the moment, another little commercial break. One of our lovely family support ladies, Roslyn Saunders. She's been on our program. Look her up. Let's talk about us, Roslyn Saunders. We interviewed her a few months ago, earlier this year, and she's written a book. I don't know if you can see that, folks. Emotional Sobriety. This lady has 3 sons in addiction. and she became a counsellor in her own right, and she shares her story of codependency and her journey that can help many people. And she does have a weekly program that you can join her with, like a webinar or something like that she has. And if you need to know more, and if you would like a copy of this book, go to our website at www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au and click on our shop, and you can get this book. It's an easy read, doesn't take you long to read, and Ros is just one of many of our family support people that can help you. Even Teresa herself. If you are in the area of New South Wales, I can get Teresa to keep, if you're happy with that, Teresa, to get on board and buddy somebody who may be struggling.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, because it's
I just want
lived experience, is there?
100%. And look, you know what, like, there was times where I really didn't think I was going to make it. No way. There was nights where I would go to sleep after probably being awake for 3 or 4 days. And I didn't think I was going to get up. And like I said, the fact that it was getting made in my garage, they basically used me as a guinea pig. Like every time something got made, I'd sample it and this and that. And you know what? I was so over the lifestyle. I didn't want it anymore. I didn't even see any money out of this. But to the point where I was so addictive that I just kept on letting them do it because, like I said, I didn't want it, but I just couldn't give up. I was so scared, so frail, so broken that, it's basically, I feel like I sold my soul and I sold my body for this friggin' drug.
Yeah.
You know, I lost everything, and I lied to my family. I stole, I dragged people in, so money can be made. It's shameful. It's disgusting. Honestly, the things I did. And
how did you stop the cooking? Tell us a story about how you shut
well,
down
like I said, my ex had told me that he's informed the police, and my landlord actually came and evicted me, and he said to me, because I don't know what the hell is going on here, but I want you out. So it just got a little bit too much, to the point where then the people that were doing it, they kind of noticed that it was not safe doing it at my place anymore, because too many people were starting to find out. So they just, one day they just packed up and left. That's it, packed up everything, left me with all the mess. And then, like I said, my landlord said, you've got 2 weeks to get out. And here I am. I had to pack up a whole house. I was coming down. I was sick. I had no one to help me. I couldn't even tell my family what was going on. I mean, they had a little bit of an idea what was going on, but I just told them that I was depressed because of my, breakup, but it wasn't. I was a junkie. I was a full-on ice junkie.
Wow.
And like I said, it just, everything just catapulted all within about 2 weeks. Bang, 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 bang. Everything just so. But at the same time, I'm so grateful that it did happen. Because honestly, I should be dead or in jail.
I was going to say that earlier. You're a walking, living miracle, girlfriend.
Oh, tell me about it. This is why I now have devoted, my life and my time to be able to, work with you guys and share my story and do whatever it is I can to help or prevent or inspire anybody, any child, adult, man, woman, anyone who is on this stuff to please consider getting off it, because you can get off it, and there is a life after death. After this death road, there is life.
And that's basically what happened to you, and this is why you called yourself tonight Death. What was it? Death on Ice.
Dead on ice, yes.
Dead on ice, because your life it became to a point of death, and you nearly died, and you came back. So what helped you? The church helped you. Did the church help you come back? And
they gave me they helped me out. They allowed me. I shared a room with somebody, but then I'm a very strong, independent, hardworking woman. I ended up getting a job, saved enough money, got my own flat, and got myself back together.
Okay.
But at the
Cool.
same time, I was still dealing with a lot of emotional stuff. There was
Yeah,
still
because you
a
were
lot
masking the pain
happening.
with the drug, weren't you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
masking the
and
pain
that's
with the drug.
mm, mm,
And look, I tell you now, if anybody out there is going through any physical abuse, mental abuse, child abuse, whatever, you really do need to speak to somebody. You really do need counseling, help. Speak to your teacher, speak to your pastor if you go to church. Speak to somebody, because if you
mm-hmm,
don't, it's going to eat at you and you are going to
mm.
turn to drugs.
Yep, they're
It's
very
as
wise
simple as
words.
that.
It's very wise words. And this is the thing, young people are taught so many things in school, but they're not taught how to deal when life throws a curveball at you. There are people out there that can
100%.
help you. There are strategies you can put in place to help you deal with the
Exactly.
pain, of your childhood or whatever's happened to you. By having a drug and forgetting for a few hours, yes, it does mask that pain for a few hours, but you've heard Teresa's story. You've heard other people's stories, folks. It only brings you down. Where there's a high, there's also a low.
100%.
And
There
this
is a
drug
low.
can either lead you three ways, as Andrea says. It leads you in a mental health institution, suicide, or prison. And that's the only three ways this drug could lead you, and your loved ones are affected, like everybody in society is affected. We're all affected by this drug. It was explained at school earlier. I remember Wazza was explaining to me in his presentation the other day. He explained to the kids, where do you think the waves in the sea comes from? Where does the ripple effect start? It starts way, way out there. And that's what it does. Even now, society, we're copying it because of this ice addiction. So that if we can go into schools like you're going to do, Teresa, and the team of lived experience presenters, go into schools, teach the kids not to take the ice. It's going to lower the dependency, it's going to lower the demand, which will cut off the supply. It just makes sense that way. That means we'll have to have less rehabs, less detox units. I mean, you'll never be able to get rid of the problem. That's just unrealistic. But you can lower it. What do you say about that, Teresa?
Oh, look, 100%, 100% that needs to happen.
Mm.
And not only look, not only with the ice, there's other substances that are out there that are so easy to get for kids to get their hands on. Look, alcohol is a big thing too,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all a drug. Everything that you take in order to suppress a feeling or because you can't deal with some pain, it's a drug. You really do need to find someone that you can talk to. And look, for all the kids out there who are maybe going through crap at home with their parents, it doesn't have to be like that. I'm telling you, it doesn't. Get help. Call the AAIC. Talk to a teacher. Talk to someone. If you don't like what's happening at home, do something about it, because this is your life. No parent, no one should destroy what God has given you, and that is your life. If things
Absolutely.
aren't good at home, talk to someone. Don't put up with it.
And I'll say at this point, Lifeline is very good to call as well. I'm an ex-Lifeline crisis supporter myself. So the Lifeline number is 13 11 14. I think that's nationwide. 13 11 14. If anyone needs someone to talk to at any time of the day or night, you can ring Lifeline. There's also other drug helplines. Now, I must make a point here too that AAIC isn't a drug crisis call centre. Do you know what I mean? We're not like Lifeline or Triple O, okay? We're here during the days, Monday to Thursdays. We can offer you support through lived experience, but we're not here like a crisis centre. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, I thought I lost you for a second. And so that's what we do to help you get underway. And we do the tripod system of support. So we give you a buddy, a person who you can be accountable to, that can lead you to an NA or AA or another community service, as well as getting you to a psychology or counsellor for help, and then leading you into rehabilitation. And that's what we do here with AAIC, as well as going out into educating the people in schools and stuff like that. So now, Teresa, we've got to finish up fairly soon. Is there anything you'd like to add, or anything you were hoping to say tonight regarding your story, or advice you'd like to give?
Just don't do drugs. No, look, I can't, look, I have three kids of my own, and I've shared my story with them. And look, I'm not going to say they're never going to do it. I hope to God that they don't. But it's a scary thing, and it will get you. It will get you. There's no pleasure in it. At the end of the day, it's going to get you some way. It's going to stuff with your brain, stuff with your mind. It's going to maybe put you in a situation where you end up getting raped or getting murdered on that first pill or that first bit of drug you have. It's not a good thing, please. It's not a party thing like they all make out to be. It is quite dangerous. You're playing with your life. You've only got one life. Why ruin it by taking drugs?
Yeah, yeah. That's very well said, Teresa. Our mission, we've formed our mission. I'm just going to have a read it here. Vision, mission and culture statement here. And it is our vision to raise awareness and educate the nation to the dangers of ice, methamphetamines, and to support families and individuals on the ice. Our mission is to educate, in particular the youth and communities of Australia, about the lifelong dangers of ice, because it is a lifelong danger. Okay, as Teresa shared, as Andrea has shared, others have shared, they've got to deal with health issues for the rest of their lives. Who wants that, you know? And with our culture, AAIC's culture provides support, acceptance and respect to both clients and all those who work alongside our organisation. We believe in the infinite value of each human life. The infinite value of life. We offer grace and care and love to those suffering. We do not judge. We do not assume anything upon ourselves, because everybody's journey is a different journey. Okay, we're here to support and love on you guys. So once again, our number is 1-800-NO-TO-ICE. You can look us up on our website, like our Facebook page. You can private message us on our Facebook page if you don't feel like you want to talk to someone on the phone. We'll get back to you from that as well. If you'd like to also help with our cause, because we're a not-for-profit charity. We've got DGR status now, and we cannot function without the help, financial help and sponsorship of the community. So if you feel that you cannot help practically, but you'd like to give a donation to us, please visit our website and go click on the Give Now. Our website is all the W's, www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au. If you'd like to also volunteer with us, just like Teresa got onto us, you can go on our website and click on the Contact Us, and then hover over that, and then it'll have Volunteer with Us, and fill in the forms there. We'll be probably, we've slowed down the volunteer process for the rest of the year right now, but early in the new year, we'll probably contact you back if you apply now. So you may not hear from us straight away, but you will hear from us. We've been getting a lot of good feedback too, Teresa, from prisons. We've been going into prisons as well recently, and we get letters from the prisoners saying, what can I do when I get out? I'm detoxing in here and I don't want to go back to my old lifestyle. What can I do? And so we give them an opportunity to be supported by helping with volunteering until they get themselves together as well. So, so that's the other phase and aspect of Australian Anti-Ice campaign that we do. So, Teresa, there's also, what else was I going to say? You said you shared with your children, you're pretty open to them with your own life story. And I'm sure their response, was there a particular time that you shared with them that they had no idea, or did they just, how did that go?
Well, look, at the time when I was on this ice, my oldest daughter was about 25. She actually moved interstate because she goes, Mum, I don't want to see you die. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm out of here. And that kind of broke my heart. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And with my son, you know, I just, look, I can't explain the feeling of what it was, but I'm just so glad to be able to be alive, not in jail. My children are fine, and now I'm on this mission. I'm on this mission to share my story and to help whoever I can. You know, like I've just finished my community service course. I'm doing my diploma next year. So
congratulations.
Yes, I know. Thank you. And I'm ready to help the community. You know, my passion is to be able to do mental health and drug and alcohol. Because I believe I have a lot of expertise in that area. and let's just see how it goes from there. And of course, I love giving my time to the AAIC. That is my major passion. And yeah, like that day I saw Andrea, sorry, on the current affair, I was
Yeah.
actually asking God, I need to do something with my life, but what can I do? I want to volunteer. I
Wow.
want to help. And when I saw her, I thought,
Oh,
oh my God, this is what I needed to do. And it was just like bang, bang, bang. It
wow,
was
isn't
just the
that? I
perfect,
bet you never
perfect
knew
thing
you'd
for
ever
me.
meet her.
Oh
So,
no, I know. Yeah, because I was
wow.
just like I said, I was asking my teacher, I go, I want to volunteer for something. I want to give back,
Mm,
And she was going to me with Greenpeace, wildlife, and I'm going, nah, that just
no,
doesn't
no.
resonate with me. It's
Next,
got to be something
next.
more. I know.
Mm,
And then that night, when I saw her on TV, I thought, oh my God, thank you, God, for this sign. This is what I need to do.
yep,
And bang, 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 look where I am.
isn't it
So I
amazing?
truly believe
Mm,
this is where I
mm.
need to be.
Yeah, and we're just lovely. We just love having you. You're just a delight
Thank you.
to chat with and get to know. Like I said, I had the privilege of being with Andre. I don't always travel with her interstate with training, but I was able to go to the training and get to know the Sydney team guys, and the Sydney team is just awesome, led by Angela. And we just love her, as well as we've got Stephanie there. I'm going to miss out names. I'm scared I'm going to miss out names. Who are the other people on the team there?
Oh, we got Stephanie, we got Mohammed, we got
Yes,
Chelsea, and
Mohammed and
and and
Chelsea.
Angela being our team leader,
Yes.
and we've got this new fella, Craig. I think he came to our last meeting.
Okay.
Hopefully, we'll get him on board too.
Beautiful.
He's not actually an ex-user, but he's got a daughter who's been on
Mhm.
it for the last 7 years and is still on it. So he's a
Okay, so
parent.
he's
His youth
family
is coming from a
support.
parent.
Yep.
Yeah, his family support. So
Okay, well, I
yes,
need to contact him then, Teresa. Just a bit of housework here. Need to contact
okay.
Craig. He's obviously filled in his volunteer forms, but I'll have to in the new year we'll have a chat and even have a phone conference or something. That'll be great. But
Yes.
we're doing great guns in Sydney. We're getting a new SEAT started up here in Logan, which is closer to Brisbane as well. We've gotten beside a fantastic community group called Man Up and Sisterhood, and they are fantastic people that have programs for men and women to guide them, not just with drug but other issues, to come together and meet together once a week for programs. They have a 15-week program for women, and it's very much dealing with the things of the past that have hurt you, that's stopping you from moving forward in the future. And so we've gotten alongside Man Up and Sisterhood. So hi, Els and Tanya and the team at Man Up and Sisterhood. We love you. And we're actually going to have a couple on the couch next week from there. So stay tuned next week for Let's Talk About Ice on the Couch. We're going to have Tanya and her husband with us next week. There's a bit of a promo for that, but we've just got a few minutes to go. Anything else you'd like to share, Teresa?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think.
You shared your story. You shared how you got out of it, and how's your family now? Have you had reconciliation with your family members? How's that?
Oh, look, yes.
It's a
I
work in
mean,
progress.
it is always a work in progress. Look, let me tell you something about ice also too. Sometimes when I'm watching TV and I see, drug paraphernalia on the TV, I still get my cravings. Don't get me wrong, to
Wow.
the point where
Okay.
I have to switch off,
Uh-huh.
because that taste in my mouth comes, that feeling in my stomach comes. So even though I've given up, I'm always fighting my addictions.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
have to also be careful. Like, I'm not saying that I'm going to pick it up and do it again, but I've really got to avoid being
Yes.
around the drug,
Yep.
watching it, and just stuff like that, because it does. It's just it's hard to explain, but I get the feeling in my stomach and the taste
Yeah.
in my mouth,
Yeah.
and
I
it
suppose, yeah.
spirals. Yeah.
Because they say our five senses are there. Like, you might hear a song of the past and it brings back memories and triggers things. You might have
Yes.
a smell, or in your sake, like you just said, a visual thing that can bring those things back, and which creates you have to set boundaries and strategies in place, no doubt, so that you
Oh,
don't go there.
100%, 100%. And like I said, you need to deal with your past trauma. That's
Yep.
priority number
Yes.
one. You need to
Very
set
good.
boundaries for yourself, goals for yourself, and you will get out of this and you will become successful. Like, the
Absolutely.
fact that our organization AAIC, like you said, after being 2 years clean, they can become a volunteer for the organization and
Oh,
actually give
totally.
back and feel like they've done something with their lives. Because like I said, one stage, I really felt this is how I'm going to die and nothing's going to become of me. Considering I left home at such an early age and I made
You
a home
did.
for myself and I
Yeah.
made a life for myself. And then all of a sudden at 42, I take up one puff of this shit and life goes downhill so
Downhill.
quickly.
And it only takes it
Like,
once with this methamphetamine. It's just
oh,
shocking, as we said earlier.
100%, 100%. I was a woman who I thought had everything in control. No way.
Yeah.
It got me by the
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah, okay, and it does it. Well, yes, okay, could say that, and it fries that frontal lobe part of the brain that gives us the helps us to think with reasoning and logic, and we know a lot of people need, and this is the other reason why we have buddies for those who are struggling on addiction. There, that frontal lobe for them help them see reason until their brain starts to reform and function again, to help them see. Make logical decisions to get them onto that pathway of recovery. And there's always an answer out there. There's always hope. And yeah, look, it's not going to be easy, but I tell you what, the first few months may be the hardest. But what would you rather, go through that or become, a mental health, into the mental health, or suicide or prison? It's up to you to
Exactly.
make the
There's
choice.
no, you won't be going in. That's necessarily three choices you have.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to say thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much for being willing to share your story. It's as hard as it can be at times to share and open up to a lot of people that you don't know, but you're willing to do that, and it's just a privilege and an honour to have you on our team. I'm going to cry because
Yeah.
I love you.
Thanks.
I just
Look,
love you
Andrea.
people
I mean,
because
Andrea. Look, Leanne. Look, I'll be honest
I
with
don't
you.
know.
I have held back a lot on
Okay.
really what I did throughout those 2 years because I'm just worried. My children and my family will see this, and there's some things that I
Yeah.
haven't shared with them.
Yep. Yep.
But it wasn't pretty. But when I
Yep.
go into the schools, I will be sharing a
Yep.
lot more with those kids because they
And
really need to hear
and
it.
like I said, it's not glamorizing drugs. It's not glamorizing being a drug addict, because what you share is painful. And it's
Oh,
not
yes.
what anybody wants to go down that path. Where there is euphoric feelings of high, there's also the feelings of low. And just remember that, folks, all right, that we're not going out there glamorising. We're going out there with a story to show them what they're getting involved in when they get tempted, when they feel it's, peer pressure or whatever. I would rather run the other way. Look and say that two-letter word. It's simple, no. Ask your friends. Say, do you know what is in that drug? Tell them.
Yes.
Things like that. So on that note, I'd like to say thank you. I want to wish you and your family a wonderful Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too, Leanne. You too,
Safe
my love.
and well, and we will speak again soon. And I just want to thank you with all my heart for sharing your story. You are a beautiful
Thank
lady,
you.
and I can't wait to see you again one day. But I love talking with you on the phone.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow. I've got some things I need to talk to you about.
No worries. Okay, we can do that. You take care,
All right, then.
Teresa,
God
and love to
bless. God
everybody in
bless.
Sydney. Okay, thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you. You
story.
too. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
for now. Now,
Bye.
guys,
Bye.
before I go, I just want to bring awareness to our shop before we go tonight. You can get on our website and help donate by even buying some stuff. We've got Andrea's CD. These are great Christmas presents. This is called Highway Destruction. Andrea wrote 5 songs that have and every song has a story to tell about a part of her life on her journey with drug addiction. Okay, so Highway Destruction is available. The CD is $15. Go on our website and go to our shop, and you can buy that for Christmas. This one is an excellent book. I promoted it earlier before. Roslyn Saunders, Emotional Sobriety, a great book to read. That one, I think, go on our website, you'll see the prices for them anyway. It's not that expensive. You can still get our Neo shirts, our caps and our mugs. You might have noticed I've been using a mug tonight. And just check out our shop if you'd like to donate. Once again, just go to www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au. So from here at the Gold Coast, us at AAIC, I'd like to say Merry Christmas. We've got 2 more episodes left to go, and we're closing up shop on the 19th of December and reopening on the 6th, so that's okay, but the care team never stop. Whoops, I've lost that. The care team never stops at being at work. We share the phone around, and we're here to help those who are struggling. So thank you, guys, and remember, not even once. See ya.